up. It's spring. Go for it.
All right. When I was in third grade, I was playing football, and my football coach came up to me after practice one day, and he was talking to me about wrestling to stay in shape for off season. Because one thing about wrestling is you might think it's not much for a match. It's only 6 minutes, but that's the hardest 6 minutes of your life. You know, you're constantly fighting with somebody for that whole 6 minutes. And but when he asked me about it, the first thing that came to my mind was, I don't want to get hit in the head with a chair. I had no idea what collegiate wrestling was. And that's probably because it's so small in the state of Louisiana. But one thing about wrestling is it's just you. It's you and another man. It's not like the other sports, you know, when you lose, there's no one there to blame. You're the only one there. You can't say, oh, well, so-and-so missed a shot, so-and-so didn't make their block, don't know their plays. It's you, especially if you have a coach like I had when I was in about 5th, 6th grade, I don't remember. But I remember the first tournament I went to, and he was in my corner. In wrestling, you got 3 periods. There's a coin toss after the first period. And I won the toss, so it was my decision. And when I looked over to him, he looked up. And after I won the match, after the match, I walked up to him, I said, why'd you look up? He said, you've been doing this long enough, you know what to do. So, I mean, he was basically just in my corner to sit in my corner, because you have to have a coach in your corner. And you decide how good you want to be. If you're sitting there and you're content with just getting a medal every week, you can sit there and you can get that medal. But it's up to you in how hard you're going to work to get that gold or beat the guy that you've never beat before. There's a lot of hard work and sweat that goes into wrestling. I mean, half your practice is conditioning. And the attire, when I was in about 6th grade, which is when that picture's taken, when I was in about 6th grade, nobody I went to school with wrestled. I was the only one in the school, so I tried to talk a couple of my buddies into coming to practice. They came to practice, they liked it, and the first tournament came around, and they handed them the singlet, and they walked out the door. Like, they were not going to be seen wearing one of those, which, I mean, I've been doing it since 3rd grade. I didn't have a problem. I'd wear it to Walmart. I mean, I actually did wear it to Walmart before, honestly. I'm sure I'm on the people of Walmart site somewhere. But the singlets, just you don't have to have the undershirt. I had a cut or something that week, but the leggings aren't necessary either. But when you're going to slide across the mat, you glide better. So that's why I was wearing the leggings. You have to wear the headgear, which is on the right. Really comes in handy. You know, some people take pride in getting their cauliflower ear, but I didn't really want that. And there was actually a match where a kid tried to punch me in the head, so it comes in handy. In wrestling shoes, you want to be able to be out there and have good grip. You don't want to be sliding around everywhere. And another thing about wrestling is you have to have goals. I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and says, man, I hope I get second today. And if you do, okay, that's just not who I am. Don't ever sell yourself short. Don't try to reach for a goal that you know you can accomplish. Try to get something that you don't believe you can. It's one thing that my dad preached to me when I was 4 years old, out on a field running around. If you're gonna do something, give it your all. Don't just go out there just to do it. And that's why I always try to be the best at everything I do. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Like, if we're at church and we're just playing a game, I want to win. I'm a very competitive person. I don't really understand why I'm so competitive, but I hate losing with a passion. Doesn't matter what it is. And goals, the thing about goals, if you don't have goals, there's no reason to go. You know, without a goal, you're just going and you can lose every match and be completely content with it. And I remember when I was in my first year wrestling in 3rd grade, I hadn't won a tournament all year. And I went to state, and I was in state, and it was my first match of the tournament. State was held in Sulphur. And the other kid's coach walked up to me before the match, and he said, you know this is on TV, right? And I said, no, sir. And then I ended up winning state, winning the tournament. And my mom walked up to me after the tournament, and she was like, what got into you this week? I was like, well, that my first match, the other kid's coach said it was on TV, and I wasn't going to lose on TV. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was not going to lose on TV, and ended up beating everybody that had been beating me all year. And my 2nd year wrestling, I had to wrestle up an age group and a weight class all year because there was nobody my age to wrestle, because there's not many kids that wrestle in Louisiana, honestly. So I had to wrestle up an age and won every week. And at the end of the year, they a bunch of coaches from around the state talked to my parents and said, look, you should bring him to nationals. And so we decided, me and my parents talked about it. Nationals is in Iowa. We talked about it, we decided we were going to go, and then after we paid, signed up for the tournament and everything, they said, look, he did good in Louisiana, but Louisiana wrestling isn't wrestling up north and in Oklahoma and Texas and everything else. Louisiana wrestling's pretty much a joke to everywhere else in the world. And they said, be happy if he gets 1 point. And like, we're on our way up there, and we're about halfway there, I think. I'm laying down in the back seat. My dad looks at me and he says, look, if you go up there and you're happy with 1 point, we might as well just turn around right now. You're going to win this thing. And I went and pinned everybody I wrestled. And was the first kid from Louisiana to win nationals. And that was my goal, was to go and win nationals. And then the next year, I wrestled on a national circuit. I wrestled in Georgia, Oklahoma, Texas, Illinois, and Iowa the next year. And my goal was to win every tournament, but I ended up winning 1 and getting 2nd at quite a few of them because I did stupid mental mistakes, which was just me. I couldn't blame anybody else. And but I actually became the first kid to win a Dominator belt, which is like, winning nationals is your age group and your weight class. Winning a Dominator belt is out of everybody that's your age. So that was every, like, let's just say 12-year-old in the country. I was the 3rd best in national tournaments. And so wrestling is you gotta have goals, you gotta have the right equipment.
All right, good job. Good stories, nice humor.